Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, she's fixed. I got Old Blue fixed up. Cost me about $100, but luckily I've got an ag exemption, which saved me a little bit of jangle, if you know what I mean. One thing, a couple people have noticed that the hose was a little bit too long, and when I took it up there, I actually got an exact replacement for that hose. So it's still a little bit too long, but I routed it a different path. That way it's not doubled up in that bracket that caused all the abrasion. Now, that hose was the original hose. That was not the new hose when the backhoe was installed. That was an original hose. So, so it's been, this is a 12 model, something like that. So 14 years old. So it had a little bit of wear on it. It had a little bit of wear. All right, guys, I did go to Taco Bell, ate lunch there. But the good news is, I have not had a Coke Zero at Meredith or here on the Ridge, at the Ridge Crib, gosh, since before the weekend, right? Now, I will say this, Grandma Carol told her not to buy any more, but she did have some in her refrigerator, so I did have one, I think once or twice, but she's been making me tea since then, so so I have reduced significantly the Coke Zero consumption. Guys, the weather today is phenomenal. We do not get this many phenomenal weather days here in West Tennessee. It goes straight from winter to summer very, very quickly. But we got one today, and I think the next rain may be this weekend. Actually, I think it may be not until Monday. Now, if you saw the video of me working in Meredith's barn, you saw that the barn latches did not get fixed. Again, third time. Original installation and then 2 return follow-ups. They did not get them fixed. Well, we are scheduled to get the Dutch door latches fixed this Monday. Now, it's supposed to be raining, so they may have to work in the rain. It's only like a 23% chance, so I mean, it shouldn't be that bad, right? But hopefully, so I'll be at Meredith this weekend, and then I'll stay Monday to be there for the latch repair, and maybe I can get some more work done in the barn. I love making progress over there on Meredith's barn. Now, speaking of progress, behind me, right? Hopefully you saw today's video of me blowing out the hydraulic line and about catching the tractor on fire. It's what it seemed like. I was sitting there operating the backhoe, and all of a sudden, and I jumped off real quick and was like, what is that? Probably wouldn't have caught a fire because hydraulic fluid has a very, very high flash point, but it was spraying on the engine because where it was. But I got the new hose put on, and I added a gallon or 2 of hydraulic fluid till it's back in level. I operated all the cylinders to make sure any air that was in the line got pushed out through the cylinder and vented back to the tank. And then I checked the level again, added more hydraulic fluid, and now we're right in the middle of the hash mark. So I'll keep an eye on it, make sure I'm not low or have any more leaks. But so far she's doing great. We'll see today when we finish this job. Hear that Cessna flying over. That is one of the, I love my property here on the Ridge, but it seems like in the last year, the airport, the little country airport, it's just been crazy busy. And so there's Cessnas flying over. I mean, there's an airport not too far from here, so whenever I have the drone operator fly the drone, we always have to watch out. Of course, the DJI has the plane recognition and does remote ID and all that stuff. We got the trust verification. The drone is registered and licensed and all that stuff, so good to go there. But yeah, lots of airplanes fly over here, and I'm like, I'm trying to film, people. quit flying so low. I don't know why you want to watch me film. The problem is like, is Tim really working down there? Let's do another pass to see if he's really working. That's not funny. I don't care who you are. That's not funny. Guys, again, the chickens that were injured and survived the first day, that would be Luna, Sunset, and Sylvia. Luna didn't get any damage at all from the pit bull attack. She flew out, right? So she escaped. But Sunset and Sylvia took the brunt of it. Well, let me rephrase that. Spot, the barred rock, she died first day. And then Goldie died, what, a day or two later? But now it's been a few days, several days, actually. And Sylvia and Sunset are hanging in there, still giving them Thailand antibiotic injections and spraying them down with the blue coat. Not eating the eggs while we're giving them injectable antibiotics. By the way, we don't eat eggs, any of them, because I don't really know who laid what. So now Meredith's chickens are growing so quickly. I mean, they are this close to being able to jump out of the crate we got them in. We're going to have to put some metal over it. Now, it says you got to keep them under the heat lamp until 6 weeks, basically until all the down is off their heads and back, because they don't temperature regulate very well at all with that down on. You think, oh, down is pretty warm, but no, not chick down. Once they get their feathers in and the weather is 65 degrees or above, consistently outside, then you can take the heat lamp off. But right now we got the heat lamp on them, and they're getting very, very feisty. The feathers are coming in, and I don't know if you watched the live last night. We had 2 of them out, and Meredith could not keep them in here anymore because they're too big. Not quite enough room down in there. So, but I got all my materials staged up to run the conduit for this, for the well and the receptacle here. I'm actually going to run a receptacle out here for the gazebo. So we'll have a receptacle at the gazebo. We'll have a receptacle on both front and back of the power shed, and we'll have a receptacle out at the solar carport. All will be GFCI protected. Everything GFCI protected. Speaking of which, I think I told you before when I was at Meredith, her GFCI kept tripping on the on the pool pump, and I ended up having to run a temporary extension cord on a non-GFCI protected circuit, and I told them, hey, stay away from it until we get it figured out. Well, I went back over there yesterday for the live stream, and I switched it back over to the GFCI, and it stayed on. So I think it was just wet. I don't know what happened, how internal to the motor got wet or whatever, but those GFCI are pretty sensitive to ground currents. That's pretty much how a GFCI works, in case you don't know that, ground fault circuit interrupter. The current going through the black wire has to equal the current going through the white wire back. If there's any current going through the ground, the green wire, then the 2 currents don't equal, and it trips. It looks for a balance between goes ins and goes outs. Goes downs, no bueno. So that's a good news. That's good news that the pool pump is now back on GFCI and protected. All right, now the elephant in the room. A lot of you are wanting to know how the movement of all the materials went yesterday. That's right. I had 84 Lumber send a trucking company out here to pick up all of my wood bundles for my off-grid barn house build. Pick up all the wood bundles, unstack them so I can actually get to the bottom ones with old Blue here, and we looked for termite damage. Okay. Well, I will say this: we got everything moved, and there was some damage. What happened? You'll have to wait and see. I'm working on that video today. Well, tonight. I'm working out here today. But yeah. So, and one thing, David from Come On Homestead, and I talked to him yesterday. He's like, well, if I had Uber over there, you wouldn't have needed a Moffett to come out and pick up that, because Uber can lift 6,000 pounds. Well, first off, Uber cannot lift 6,000 pounds. Uber is rated for 50-pound more lifting capacity than my New Holland Workmaster 55. My Workmaster 55 has more horsepower because it's a turbo. It's the same class of tractor, utility tractor. I'm taller, I'm bigger, I'm faster. The only thing is that the way the hydraulics are set up on Uber, she does have a little bit more lifting capacity. Now, does that mean she gets broke more often because she's got a little more lifting capacity? Maybe that's why David's destroyed her so much. Of course, I'm kind of proving David's point that if you use it, you break it. Because here I was, operating this, and of course the hydraulic line burst. I had a flat tire, or going flat tire, but it's holding air now. So must be a very, very slow leak, and I just didn't check it as often as I should have. Now the change in temperature will do it a lot. But, or maybe it was just the angle of, no, it was low. It was low, I'm going to say. It was low. I smell trash burning. I'm not burning trash. Where's this? Wind's blowing from that way. Maybe some neighbors are burning something over there. I don't see nothing burning. Yeah, so my plan is to get on Old Blue here, finish this trench out right here to the well, and then I've got to lay the conduit. This time I am going to cement it before I put it in the ground, okay? Because I learned my lesson last time. I put it in the ground. Of course, I only got to go a straight run here. I don't have a bunch of curves and everything, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I'll get it all glued up, drop it in the trench, put my elbow on. I went and got more of Schedule 80. I actually had to go get some Schedule 80 half-inch. Half-inch conduit, you typically don't see people use Schedule 80 on half-inch conduit, but the rules are anything above ground, really below, I think it's 5 or 8 feet, is supposed to be Schedule 80 protected, for if you're using PVC, that is. So, where it goes up into the where it goes into the wellhead, and then where it comes out of the receptacle. So that's why I'm doing 3/4 inch into the receptacle with the receptacle circuit, and also the well circuit runs through it, and then I'm going down 1/2 inch over to the wellhead with a 1/2 inch. So everywhere that conduit's exposed has to be a Schedule 80, and I'll put it a foot or two out of the ground for the receptacle, and then the wellhead will go right level with ground. I got 90-degree LBs for that, conduit bodies. But right now I got the well. Remember I pulled. If you saw yesterday's video, or today's video. Yeah, today's video. I pulled up the Romex I had buried. I know you're not supposed to bury Romex cable. I have it running just across the gravel, out of the way of me doing all my work. So I've still got well water, and it's working out pretty good for me. So I think I've got all the materials to finish this job. So when I finish this job, the next step is running wires. And running wires should go a lot quicker than digging trenches and doing all the conduit and everything. So I'll be able to do multiple projects of running wires at a time. Now I'm probably not going to terminate all the wires for the rough end. Because as soon as I get the wires pulled, I'll get one end, I'll get the breakers in the breaker panel and all that, and get that pulled in there. And then once all the wires go where they're supposed to, then I can call the state to come out and do the state inspection and the trench inspection. And then I can terminate everything and call them back out here for the final inspection. And then I start powering up all my solar equipment. Ooh, that's going to be a fun day. I'll probably not do all of the solar panels initially. I'll probably do enough for 2 of the inverters, get those commissioned, and then once I got those commissioned, then I'll probably, because I'll still be running off the other solar panels to the projectory while I'm waiting to get everything lined out. So I gotta get all that figured out. That's probably what I'll do. Is I'll do inverter 1 and 3, and then because 2 right now mostly runs to the jackery, all the ones in inverter 2. So this weekend, me and Meredith and I. Hopefully the weather is nice and we can enjoy a little time there on the we should be kid free this weekend. So maybe I can ask Meredith to go on a little motorcycle ride if the weather's nice. Because if the weather's like this, I mean, it is hard, guys. It is really hard not to just say, I'm not doing any work today. I'm going to go jump on the motorcycle and go cruising when the weather's 75 degrees and sunny. You know what I'm saying? But I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to get work done. I got to get this trench done. I got to get the conduit in because the deadline is fast approaching when I want to start getting that subfloor done and start working on the house. Yeah, so the materials are moved. I know what is where, and you'll just have to see what the damage was and what I have to do about that. But so far, everything's right on track. Right on track. Tim, you're so far behind. Well, when you're retired or semi-retired, whatever track you want to be on, you can say you're on track. You know what I'm saying? Right? So if I was getting paid to do this on a deadline, then yeah, I'm way behind. I'm at least a year behind. But the fact that I'm doing it on my own time frame, I think I like exactly where I'm at. I mean, I appreciate you being here with me for it too. Follow me along on this journey. It's fun for me, that's for sure. Butterfly. Remember when we were sitting out here under the gazebo and had Reagan? We were doing the solar panels and the butterfly landed on his head and he's sitting there just talking and everything. But it's about butterfly season again. All right, guys. I have got to get back to work. So hopefully you enjoyed today's update. We will be getting Old Blue back to work and get this job done. And I'll be getting another video to you out very, very soon. Don't forget to go over to RidgeLife and watch that video of her blowing her hydraulic hose. It's pretty crazy. If you did like today's video, give it a big old thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there by this Mountain Dew cup to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling and go Ridge Life. Woo!